You spoke about in particular the animal instinct and the deers, and the majority of people in your network, in your client base, and Phil and I, for ourselves as well, are the deers. They like attacking it as soon as they start to come about. Where is the opportunity? But based on that, I'd like to just get a bit of insight into client and what, has there been any like main areas of anxiety, and if so, how have you addressed that? So it's great we're talking about being optimistic, and generally people in our network are go-getters, are the deers with their animal instincts, but how have you addressed anxieties or any like main levels and areas of anxiety?
Yeah, well, I think the level of anxiety clearly for all of us has been exceptionally high, because it doesn't matter how optimistic you are. If you are an entrepreneur, you're probably not blind optimistic, particularly if you've run a business for a long time, because you realise, you've got that experience to know that out of, as you're running along, it's absolutely fantastic. Suddenly, bang, or you trip over a curve or something which you didn't expect is right in front of you. But I think that level of, if you are that deer and you want to keep on going, you'll jump over it, you'll carry on, you'll swerve it, you'll keep going. So, but what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to give people tool sets which they literally can work through line by line and think about it carefully, because then it allows you to sort of like get your focus. Because if you, and I've told you this before, James, and you'll recognize this. So if I throw one ball at you, you'll catch it. If I throw two tennis balls at you, you will probably catch them both. If I throw three, you'll probably catch maybe one, maybe two. If I throw four, you won't catch any. So, you've got to work the process. If you want to high growth through this, you've got to work through the toolbox, through the set. You've got to look at everything. We talked about what we talked about last week, about the core of your business. Make sure that is as good as you can possibly make it. Then you've got to look at your clients. Are they as good as you can make them? Are they the right set of clients that you've got now and for the future? Most businesses grow on the back of having a good client or good clients. That's the easy. It's as they grow, you grow with them. So you've got to back the right horses, as I said before. So these are the sort of really important things you've just got to work your way through. And then, of course, the final part of that is making sure that you've got the right team on the job to deliver your strategy for the future. And the team that you might need in the future is maybe not the team that you've got at the moment. And that again is the harsh reality of business, isn't it? You've got to keep tuning your team to make sure that you've got the best team on the pitch. I mean, Alex Ferguson, while he's got a lot of loyalty to his players, he was constantly bringing in new players to improve his team. And just because you scored 24 this season doesn't mean you will.
Well, and that was at the time. That was at the time when he had the best. So when he had the best team, he was then changing the team.
Ronaldo,
that was he got. I think have you seen the class of '96 with all the youngsters, and it was the time he got rid of Paul Parker, Kanchelskis, and Mark Hughes. Yeah, not only some of the best players in the team, but the fans' loyalty with those players was incredible. I mean, in terms of risk,
well, quite. But this is why the leaders and the business owners get paid the big bucks, because these are the tough calls they've got to make. That's what your job is. And you are reliant. You might have multiple hats on, but let's just say the main hat is the business leader. So you've got to lead that business as best you possibly can. And then you change your hat into a shareholder. You might also be a shareholder of the business. You might own the business or partially own it. Put that hat on, and then the business has got to deliver what you want as a shareholder. And then you might put a hat on as being a manager in the business. So then you've got to manage that business as well as possible. I mean, I do differentiate between leaders and managers, obviously, because they are very, very different.
It's interesting you said that. I think it's class of 94, not 96, isn't it? So I'll correct myself. Class of 94. Have you both seen that?
I haven't. No, I'm not saying. I can't stand Man United.
No, but it's incredible. I mean, it's such an amazing. Even just how they put the documentary together, the movie together. It's amazing just from that point of view. But just touching on what you said there it's known that Alex Ferguson, wasn't really a coach. He wasn't the best coach. Man management was fantastic, and he when I say he owned Man United, not from a financial point, but he knew what was going on inside out within the club. But he got the best coaches in the world involved. You know, Steve McLaren. It's funny, Steve McLaren, being a Borough manager, he was never the best manager, but he was one of the world's best coaches. And Alex Ferguson, got the right people in place.
So
we know about the Richard Bransons of this world.
Last week you mentioned David Hall for Entrepreneurs Only. I mean, he, as I say, he is a brilliant coach. There's no question about it. And his resources on the For Entrepreneurs Only website are first class. I did a course with him called Step Change, and one of the things that really stick in your mind is just say, who's on the bus? You know, you actually, is within your gift to put the people on the bus that you want, because that is what makes all the difference. You know, in any business, the team that you've got will deliver to your great clients that you've acquired, and the leadership that you give your team will enable them to deliver to those clients. So all of these sort of things have got to be in balance. But it comes down to those three things, but going for growth is just it's all there. You know, don't do something you haven't done before just because you think you should. You know, follow the rules, follow the methodology, follow the correct path, and you will succeed. You just don't want to run around like a headless chicken saying, "I'm going for growth, I'm going for growth." I don't even know what that means. You know, you just got to plan it and work through the process and you will get there. But you can't rush it. You've just got to be methodical, but you must do it.
Yeah, and there's a shift of focus there, isn't there? Shifting away from an internal focus of what you are doing and what you have been doing into what your client needs, what your client is, what your client's other problems are that could be solved.
Yeah,
it's real.
Bang on. Phil, you've just gone and said it way better than I did. So I'm going to watch this recording back and rewrite that down, because that's absolutely spot on that. It really is, because you quite often, as a supplier and an expert in your field, you will know what your clients need way before they do. But people sit at home or sit in their offices, sit at home at the moment, waiting for their clients to ask for stuff. But you know, as a supplier, you're way more skilled in what you do than the client is. You'll go to the client and say, "Well, look, I've got this. You need this. If you do it this way, you'll be better off." And everybody can do that, but very few do.
Thank you so much for joining us on the Business Lockdown.
Please comment, like, share, and subscribe to help build our global community.
We look forward to seeing you all soon.